This is November 28th, around 3:22 to be exact. And this is Bree, JJ3. I just wanted to talk for just a second about some thoughts that came to my mind. I really think that we're starting to integrate even more than we have been, because when we first became aware, I don't know if we should call it an awakening, because we've always been awake within the body. So we may change that term to awareness. When we became aware, or when I became aware, because I was the first to become aware, in May of 2023, we were not very integrated. We could not communicate all the time with each other. We really struggled with switching, and also struggled with giving up control. There was kind of a like if one of us would jump into the front, it would upset the other one, especially if they were enjoying what they were doing, or if they have a special talent at that particular thing. For example, Jessie is definitely our makeup girl, our get ready girl. And if something happened in the past that would make me switch in, it would kind of upset her on the inside. And I would be stuck a little bit. And that's what happened today. So just a background history. Earlier today, we were cleaning and organizing and cleaning out our father's bookcase. And Jude was taking the lead on that, because she is, she does not like dirt, and she does not like the stuff that she was having to touch. She doesn't like that kind of stuff. But as far as organizing and order, she's our girl. So where we were figuring out what books to get rid of, and he actually let us get rid of some books. Oh my goodness. So that was great, because they were just stupid book club books that, are not worth anything, and probably nobody ever read. He even let us get rid of some that our grandmother had written in, because she had written her name and the date that she received it, and he let us get rid of some of those, which is really good, because I think that we all have the hoarder gene a little bit. But anyway, Jude was doing that, and she had told him that I would be leaving at 2, because we're going tonight with our mom and brother-in-law and sister. Our brother-in-law's been wanting to go to this restaurant that just opened in our town, and so he's got reservations for 6:15, and we're gonna be going to that. So she had told our dad that we were gonna be leaving at 2, because we wanted to get to our town. My bags are too heavy for the passenger seat. So, yeah, I know it's annoying. Just chill out. It's going to stop in a second. Hold on. Jude's freaking out. She wants me to buckle the seat, but I'm recording, so I'm not going to buckle the seatbelt on the passenger side, to just make it stop when it's going to stop in a second, and then she can go back to sleep. Okay, so, and that's what goes on. So anyway, we're becoming more integrated, obviously, because I knew exactly what was going on. So she told our dad that we need to go take a shower at 1, and And then we'd be leaving at 2 to get to our town by 3 to get these nails fixed, because you can see. Then we'd have enough time to be ready for the dinner at 6:15. Well, when we started getting ready, Jesse took over. And she was not ready to go at 2 o'clock because she was going through our Nana's jewelry. And that's something that we've not gone through because, I don't know, we're just like, there's kind of a program thing within us that that's Nana stuff, and you don't touch Nana stuff. These shadows are weird. That was not me. That was Jessie coming out. She's like, I don't like this lighting. So we've not gone through a lot of her jewelry in order to pull pieces out for us to wear, and that was something that was not of interest to us when we first moved in May of 2023, because we were not this video will probably post after the video where it's going to show you our weight loss journey. And at the time, that was about all that we could worry about, was finding the energy to do makeup and hair. And now we've got a little bit more energy in order to be able to think about other things. And also, we didn't really realize that those kinds of things were as important as they are. But Jessie does make some really good points with it. And she said, you know, how you look is your armor. That's important in our society. And that was something that Jude and I never paid attention to, because we are more of the spiritual side, so therefore society rules. We don't necessarily like society rules, and we never paid attention to that stuff, especially when Jessie was asleep. Well, now that she's awake, and now that we're integrated and we understand that this stuff is important, that it is kind of like your armor as a woman, we want to be put together even more than we have been in the past. So our Nana has a lot of jewelry, and Jessie took a while going through the jewelry to find these lovely pieces, and we didn't have enough time to find a necklace. So anyway, because she tried on tons of earrings, and it put us late, really late. So at 2:35, she's still getting ready, and our dad calls us on the phone from the living room. And as soon as he called, I knew what he was calling about, because Jude had told him that she was going to be leaving at 2, and he wanted to let us know that it was not 2, like we are a child, even though I'm a grown woman, and I don't know. I mean, I think that I've done a pretty damn good job of controlling my life up to this point. So immediately whenever he called, I jumped to the front and answered the phone call. And he's like, Jay, are you leaving? And I said, yeah, I'm running a little bit late. I said, I know what time it is though. I have a phone. I know what time it is. I mean, I wasn't totally rude, but I was definitely a little bit rude because, I don't know, he shouldn't try to be a father now, you know? Don't be my dad. Just let me help to take care of you and don't try to boss me around. And I am very, very smart, and I know how to read a clock. So even though I told you I was leaving at 2, if I've still not left by 2:35, that's my fucking business. It's not your business. You are not. Well, he is my father, but he's not the boss of me. You know, you're not the boss of me. So I immediately jumped to the front, and then I was pissed, and I tried to calm down and realized that, you know, I don't know, maybe he feels the need to nurture someone too, but he should have when I was a kid, not now. So I was kind of irritated, but then I calmed down a little bit after getting off the phone with him. But I'm still front stuck. I still took over the front, and I am still running the show. So I had to finish up doing our hair and finish up getting everything ready. And during the time that Jesse was getting things ready, I guess I was asleep, because she is making plans for just leaving our bag there, and maybe we should even come back tonight. Well, she was thinking that today is Saturday, and today's not Saturday, it's Friday, because she's a ditz. She's a little bit of a ditz. And as soon as I took the front, she's still co-conscious, and she's thinking to herself, maybe we should just come back tonight, Bree. But she didn't actually say it like that. It's like an inkling, and I'm thinking, well, maybe we should come back tonight. And then it hits me, no, we've got a hair appointment tomorrow, and we've got to get our younger son, because we're going to pick up my dad with the younger son, and then go to the older son's house, and the daughter-in-law's house, with the grandbabies, and we're gonna have a meal with them for Thanksgiving, because we've not seen them for Thanksgiving. So today is not Saturday, it's Friday, but she's been thinking it's Saturday because she's a little ditzy. And that's not part of her responsibilities. It's part of my responsibilities, but because we're not completely integrated, we're still trying to get integrated all the way. Because of that, she just got a little ditzy on there. And I think that was the point that I wanted to make, just explaining our processes and how it all works. And also, I did not remember where they put the keys. So that's another thing with the amnesia blocks. We try to put the keys in either in our pants, or we have a specific place that we put it at both of our houses, both at my dad's house and at my house. And if they are not there, then I won't know where they are, because somebody else would have set them down or something. Luckily, Jesse had put them in our dress that we're wearing, so there's pockets in the dress, and they were right in the dress, so thank goodness she hadn't set them down anywhere. Harper's really bad about setting things down, and then I'll wake up and I won't know where they are. So that's why we have to have a specific place. And for those of you who misplace things all the time, maybe it's because your internal family system is not working as well as it should. You might just be one consciousness. You might not be 4 consciousnesses like I am, but we all have parts. And this is a theory that goes back to the 1980s. I really think that it needs to come to the forefront, because it's my belief that almost all mental issues are internal family systems that are not working well. And honestly, I think most of us do not work well. You might be good at controlling your life, but I guarantee you're doing some manipulative things to your children, or you are wanting control of your children. My younger son was just calling, or you're wanting control of everybody else in your life, and that's not the way that you should be. You should not be trying to pass rules for everyone else. Allow them to come up with their own rules, or talk to the Holy Spirit and figure out those rules for themselves, and not try to dictate based on a rule book. Also, we have come up with a name for our Christianity. It is called inclusive Christianity. Inclusive Christianity. Because we definitely believe that Jesus became God. He was God in the flesh. And he was complete love. Love, 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 love. He loved everyone. And that's why he was able to forgive everyone. But he was still a man, and he struggled. He had struggles, and struggling is the way to the light. And he struggled. And we believe that he is the example for how we should be at the end, but not necessarily the way that we should all be as we live our human lives, because you've got to have safety and security too. So Jesus is the ultimate example, but you need to protect your family and your children also. So, inclusive Christianity, because it doesn't exclude anyone. No one is excluded. Everyone can be with God. I'm leaning towards there not being a devil. Instead, it is hate that is in this world from our human processes. But we're still trying to work all that shit out. Maybe there is a devil. Maybe something will happen and the Holy Spirit will show us that there is a devil. In which case, our opinion on that will change. But right now, I'm not getting that vibe from the Holy Spirit. I'm just not. So, and I'm not going to follow the rule book, because I think that some of it is not actual coming from God. I just don't. And I also think that the only reason why Christianity considers Judaism as its ancestor religion is because Jesus was a Jew, and everybody else that started following him were Jews. And so therefore it has to jump from Judaism. But I do not believe that Jesus was the Jewish Messiah. In fact, I think that that's just a made up thing that great Jewish storytellers created. I don't think that there's really, I just don't. I don't. I think that there's a collective consciousness God, and we can all tap into it. And Jesus tapped into it more than anyone. And probably anyone ever, because he had no concern for his own safety or people in his periphery's safety. That was not important to him. Or maybe it was important to him, but he let it go in order to become God. And that's pretty beautiful. I don't know. I may cut all this part out because I don't know if all of you guys like hearing my religious crap. You might want to tell me in the comments if you do. Oh, something else about the integration. Today, as I was getting ready, the song Moment of Forever by Willie Nelson came on the playlist that we have. We have a couple of different playlists. Our two main ones are the Jude and Jesse playlist that has a bunch of sweet songs on it and religious songs. And then some that we need to cut because I do not like religious songs that talk about us not being worthy. Bullshit. We're all worthy. And by saying that, it makes people beneath other people, and girls and boys can become abused because of that belief, especially girls. So I'm going to be cutting a bunch of songs from my playlist, including one from, or a couple from one of my friends that I love his songs, but he's got quite a few. He's a gospel singer. He's got quite a few where it says, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy. Well, bullshit. We're all worthy. We are all worthy. Yeah, am I full of hate? Absolutely. But the Holy Spirit still adores me and loves me and embraces me and tells me that I am improving every day and I am worthy. So I'm going to be cutting those out. But anyway, that is one of our playlists. And then our other playlist is the Harper playlist. And it has a bunch of real feral, hard stuff on it. Now, it's got some lovely stuff, too. If there's a song that we really like all four of us like, we might put it on Harper's playlist as well. And there are some sweet songs and religious songs that are on there that we all four of us like, and Harper likes too, but mainly her playlist is the hard stuff, and then the other one is the softer stuff, and then I have a playlist too, but we don't ever play it. It's like mean stuff. I don't know, and I'm trying to get away from that. And that was what I was gonna say, is that Moment of Forever by Willie Nelson came on the playlist, and as I was listening to it, I started thinking about the grandsons and how when we used to keep the oldest grandson before I took this new job, Jesse used to dance with him and play that song Moment of Forever, and it's very, very sweet and kind and wonderful. And as I was listening to that song, I thought to myself, I really would like to dance with the grandsons to that song, because I never have. I have always left the mothering to Jesse and the playing to Harper. And here lately, though, I am softening. And the last time that we went to the baby's house and played with them, I actually had the lead. I had the front the entire time, and I think I've posted that video actually, and I played soccer with them, and I played with them. I didn't do nay-nays because we did nay-nays where Harper will get down on all fours and she'll be their horse, and they're at a rodeo, and you're like, try to stay on 8 seconds. It's really cute, but anyway, I didn't do the nay-nay, and I probably never will, but I did play soccer with them, and I did play tag with them, and that was pretty lovely. And that's never been my job before. My job is to be the protector. So I come out when they need to sit down and stop. Like if they start hurting each other, that's when I come out. But it was pretty lovely for me to play with them, and I really think that I would like to dance with them. Because in the song it says, oh, it's going to make me start crying, because it says, it's just a lovely song. You really need to listen to it if you have children, and grandchildren, especially if you have grandchildren, because it talks about being old. I was old enough to learn something new, and that's kind of how I feel. I'm trying to think of the tune so I could sing it. Just listen to it. I'm not going to try to sing it because I'll probably get the melody wrong. Maybe one of these days. Okay, that's it. Bye.